Imagine for a moment that you're standing beneath a living being that has been alive since before the pyramids of Egypt were even built. While the world rushed forward with revolutions, wars, empires rising and crumbling into dust, these ancient giants simply grew, year after year, century after century. These are the 3,000-year-old trees recently uncovered in what scientists are now calling one of the most astonishing hidden forests ever found. This is not just a tale of tall trunks and wide crowns. It is a story of a secret world that escaped human eyes for thousands of years. The scientists who discover ancient trees like these often rely on clues from satellites, but what they found this time left them speechless. Deep in an untouched wilderness, far from any trail or settlement, they found massive trees towering above the canopy, older than recorded history in some places. These hidden forests have been the stuff of legends and myths, but now they are real, and their discovery may change the way we look at life on Earth. These 3,000-year-old trees stand as guardians of ancient secrets, waiting to reveal what they have witnessed over millennia. Into the uncharted jungle. It all began when a team of botanists and ecologists from the Global Canopy Institute and the University of Vermont decided to study a stretch of unexplored rainforest deep in a remote valley of Papua New Guinea. This area, shrouded in mist and nearly impossible to reach on foot, had long been rumored to hide species never documented by modern science. The scientific expedition began with satellite imagery, which revealed unusual dark green patches that didn't match known vegetation maps. Using high-resolution drone footage, the team noticed a cluster of crowns that rose far higher than the surrounding canopy. These crowns were so massive that they cast unusual shadows, hinting at something extraordinary beneath. Led by Dr. Helena Vargas and Dr. Liam Chen, the research team packed their gear for a month-long trek through rugged, swampy terrain. Local guides, who knew whispers of the valley but had never dared venture that deep, agreed to help navigate this untouched wilderness. When they finally reached the site, they found themselves standing before trunks so wide they seemed to defy logic. Some measured over 25 feet around, and each ring told the story of an ancient climate untouched by human hands. In the midst of this undiscovered forest, the scientists realized they were not just studying trees, they were stepping into a living archive of Earth's hidden history. Every step they took brought new surprises. Rare orchids clinging to the bark, endemic insects that had never been catalogued, and the subtle hum of a pristine ecosystem thriving without interference. This scientific expedition was more than an adventure. It was a glimpse into a forgotten era, an untouched wilderness where life found a way to endure through the ages. The living giants and their secret. Standing before these giant ancient trees feels like stepping into another world. Some of the species identified match what scientists once thought were long extinct, while a few appear to be entirely new, with no close genetic relatives in any existing botanical record. This tree species discovery has the global research community buzzing, as biologists rush to understand exactly how these giants managed to survive while countless others fell to time and changing climates. Their sheer size is staggering. Many of these giants tower over 200 feet into the sky, with thick, gnarled trunks that stretch 25 feet around. Their roots spread so deep and wide that they intertwine with the very bedrock, forming a natural fortress against violent winds and shifting earth. Some roots even tunnel down more than 100 feet, tapping into hidden underground streams that have nourished them for centuries. These world's oldest trees are not only enormous but also astonishingly resilient. Over thousands of years, they have evolved unique bark that regenerates quickly after forest fires and a chemical shield in their sap that repels pests and fungal infections. It's as if these ancient trees were designed to outlast any threat nature could throw at them. When researchers compare them to other well-known old trees like the Methuselah bristlecone pine, which has stood for nearly 5,000 years in the dry mountains of California, or the General Sherman giant sequoia, the largest known living single-stem tree by volume, they found remarkable similarities and striking differences. Unlike the solitary bristlecones that cling to rocky slopes or the towering sequoias that stand in national parks, these giants thrive together in a densely packed community, creating a network of life where each tree supports the others through an underground web of roots and fungi. This living forest feels like a secret alliance of ancient guardians, bound together through millennia. Their presence challenges everything we think we know about longevity and adaptation in the plant kingdom. Each ring in their massive trunks is a chapter in Earth's storybook, reminding us that in a world so fast to change, some things are patient enough to stand still and grow taller while the centuries slip by around them. Time travelers of the forest. These ancient forests are more than just a collection of big trees. They are vital carbon vaults, pulling in massive amounts of carbon dioxide each year and locking it deep within their colossal trunks and roots. Scientists estimate that a single giant ancient tree can store up to 50 tons of carbon, making these forests powerful allies in the fight against climate change. This alone makes the discovery a significant breakthrough for climate research. Beyond their role as carbon sinks, these prehistoric trees are thriving biodiversity hotspots, sheltering countless rare species that depend on their massive canopies and root systems to survive. From tiny mosses clinging to the bark to unseen insects hiding in the furrows, every inch of these giants is alive with life. Local indigenous communities have long whispered legends of the forest spirits, ancient protectors that guard the land and hold the wisdom of the ages. Elders speak of trees that hum when the wind passes through their crowns, a sound believed to carry messages from ancestors long gone. Scientists are now realizing that the stories may hold a deeper truth. By analyzing the tree rings through dendrochronology, they can trace climate shifts that happened thousands of years ago. The rings reveal cycles of drought, floods, and volcanic ash, each layer like a timestamp etched into the wood. Within the thick bark, researchers have even found pollen and spores that could open windows into ecosystems that vanished ages ago. These clues might help us understand how ancient forests weathered dramatic climate swings and what lessons they offer for our warming world today. The sheer stability of these 3,000-year-old trees hints that nature has ways to adapt we are only beginning to grasp. The untouched canopy preserves a microclimate that shields the delicate balance beneath, while the dense root systems prevent soil erosion and nurture countless organisms that would not survive elsewhere. It's a reminder that these biodiversity hotspots are more than relics of the past. They are living blueprints for resilience. As the debate over deforestation and conservation grows louder, this ancient forest discovery stands as undeniable proof that some of Earth's greatest secrets lie hidden in the shadows of giants. Their roots run deep into our planet's history, binding us to a natural wisdom we can no longer afford to ignore. The secrets we should or shouldn't share. Every time scientists stumble upon hidden forests like these, the world can't help but ask, are these truly the oldest living trees on Earth? While the Methuselah bristlecone pine in California holds the record at nearly 4,800 years, these giant ancient trees are now at the center of a growing oldest trees controversy. Some dendrochronologists believe a few of the massive trunks deep in this newly discovered forest may push closer to that age or perhaps even surpass it once full core samples confirm their hidden rings. The idea that such monumental life forms escaped human discovery for so long baffles many. Some say it's simply the unforgiving terrain, an untouched wilderness so remote and rugged that even the most seasoned explorers avoided it. Others think this forest's isolation was no accident, that natural barriers like cliffs and swamps acted like protective walls, keeping human hands away for centuries. This secrecy brings with it an ethical storm that divides scientists, conservationists, and local communities. Should we even reveal the exact location of such hidden forests? Some argue that disclosing the coordinates would open the door to illegal logging, trophy hunters, or careless visitors who could damage what nature guarded for thousands of years. Others believe that bringing awareness through carefully managed ecotourism could help protect ancient trees by giving local communities a new reason to preserve rather than exploit them. But balancing preservation and tourism has never been simple. Just look at famous sites like the giant sequoia groves in California, where millions flock each year to stand beneath massive trunks, trampling delicate root systems in the process. Some researchers argue that keeping the location secret is the only way to protect ancient trees like these, at least until better safeguards are in place. Others warn that secrecy invites exploitation in the shadows, giving illegal loggers free rein while the world remains unaware. The debate rages on, pitting those who want to celebrate these giants against those who insist that the best way to protect ancient trees is to keep them hidden, as they always have been. One thing is certain, this oldest trees controversy forces us to ask uncomfortable questions about who has the right to decide the fate of Earth's oldest living sentinels and how we can respect the hidden forests they call home. Echoes from other lost worlds. Long before this hidden jungle species emerged from the mist, other discoveries of ancient forests have fascinated and challenged scientists around the globe. Methuselah, the bristlecone pine that still stands in the White Mountains of California, is widely considered the oldest living tree on Earth at nearly 5 millennia old. Then there was Prometheus, another bristlecone pine believed to be almost 5,000 years old when it was tragically cut down in the 1960s by a geographer who didn't realize the gravity of what he had done until it was too late. Further south, the Alerce millenario in Chile's Andean forests is another living giant, its rings tracing back over 3,600 years, sheltering entire ecosystems in its branches. These ancient forest discoveries remind us that Earth still holds secrets in plain sight. Not all of them cling to dry mountain slopes or stand in protected parks. In Poland's Białowieża forest, one of Europe's last primeval woodlands, scientists continue to find pockets of rare species thought to be extinct. On Japan's Yakushima Island, thousand-year-old cedars stand wrapped in perpetual mist, forming an ancient sanctuary that inspired myths and stories for generations. Hidden jungle species are often uncovered in places no one expected, sometimes with the help of cutting-edge technology. Recent expeditions in China revealed massive sinkhole forests so deep and remote they create isolated ecosystems where new plants and insects thrive undisturbed. In the unexplored valleys of Papua New Guinea, just beyond the reach of well-trodden trails, entire forests remain cloaked in secrecy, waiting for the next brave team to find them. These lost worlds hold more than towering trees and lush canopies. They teach us about biodiversity that is fragile yet remarkably adaptive. Some discoveries have led to breakthroughs in medicine, like new compounds found in rainforest plants that inspire cancer treatments. Others have provided fresh carbon data, showing how ancient trees can lock away climate-changing gases for thousands of years. Every time a hidden forest is found, it serves as both a warning and an invitation. The warning is that we have already lost so much of Earth's natural history to reckless destruction. The invitation is a chance to listen more carefully to what these ancient guardians have been trying to tell us all along. The oldest living tree on Earth may not stand alone but as part of a vast, intertwined legacy that connects every ancient trunk, each deep root, and every delicate moss that calls these forests home. Protecting a living time capsule. Now that the world knows about these ancient giants, the question of how to preserve ancient forests like this one has become urgent. Scientists who discover hidden places like these face a delicate balance. Study too little, and vital knowledge could slip away forever. Study too much, and the presence of people might destroy what has survived untouched for millennia. Research teams are already planning detailed, non-invasive monitoring to map every tree and its surrounding ecosystem without causing damage. Tiny sensors will be placed high in the canopy and deep in the roots to record how these trees store carbon, exchange nutrients, and even communicate underground through fungal networks. Protecting ancient forests will also mean deciding whether to open them to the world. Some conservationists argue that limited ecotourism could help fund protection, giving local communities a reason to stand guard over this hidden treasure. Others fear that even a handful of visitors could do irreversible harm, trampling fragile roots or introducing invasive species. One idea gaining momentum is to set up a DNA bank and seed vault for these giant trees, preserving their unique genetic code should disease or disaster ever threaten their survival. Samples taken carefully from fallen branches could help scientists grow new seedlings in controlled environments, ensuring the lineage of these ancient trees never disappears entirely. Tree conservation groups are also collaborating with local elders to integrate traditional knowledge into future forest discoveries. These partnerships may hold the key to protecting the land and its stories for generations to come. What secrets still lie undiscovered beneath this untouched canopy? Researchers believe there may be entire species of plants and insects living within the bark and roots that the world has never seen. Each layer of moss, each twist in the roots could be home to microscopic life with chemical properties that inspire new medicines or ways to combat climate change. In many ways, this hidden forest is a living time capsule, preserving what the Earth once was and what it could be again if we listen. As we look ahead, the mission to preserve ancient forests like this one reminds us that sometimes the future depends on how well we care for the oldest guardians of our planet. What do these ancient giants teach us about survival? They show us that resilience can stand tall through storms, fires, and centuries of change. They remind us that nature still holds secrets deeper than we can imagine, if only we protect them long enough to listen. Would you visit if you could, knowing what's at stake? Drop your thoughts below because your voice matters in this story too. And if you want more ancient tree discoveries, scientific wonders, and stories from the world's hidden places, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and share this journey with those who believe in the power of the wild unknown.